I don't know if it will work on you, but I have to treat you the same way I would treat an injured person.
Fine, but it might be useless. Aw, they trying to take care of each other, and they're so awkward about it. Hi, I'm Avaris Arcueid, and I'm back with Tsukihime. Last time, we had our face-off with Nrvnqsr, or actually, apparently it is pronounced Nero. His name is Nero Chaos. Lovely. I would never have guessed that from that spelling. That totally just says Nero, doesn't it? I guess that's a Romaji and that's how it got translated. I don't know if there's a preference to calling him Nero versus Nrvnqsr. I think Nrvnqsr actually sounds better, but I'm probably just attached to it because it was how I decided to pronounce it the moment I saw that weird name with no vowels. I guess I should call him Nero moving forwards. Okay, fine. Anyway, we faced Nero, and we were attacked by some dogs, some of Nero's familiars. And how will this altercation end with our knife in its throat, along with our heavily injured arm? And we're just gonna dive in further from there, because we barely started the beginning stages. We're this far in, it's barely the beginning. Typical.
I don't care. I plunge the knife in deeper along with my arm. Without a sound, the blade of the knife punctures out the back of the black dog's head. It's as if the dog has grown a horn. Having split the skull, I easily slash through its skin. Blood and brains spray out as the knife completely emerges from the back of the head. Also, the hand gripping the knife travels completely through. But even so, the black dog is still alive. Then there's only one thing I have to do. I reach around with my other hand. Peeling the knife from my blood-drenched fingers, I grip the knife with my free hand. And just like that, I thrust into the point on the black dog's chest. And with that, the black dog dies. The strength drains from its jaws, and I easily pull my arm back out. Oh, it wasn't torn off at all. I look at my blood-covered arm. There are many teeth marks, but the flesh is almost free of wounds. The blood must have been from the black dog when I impaled it through the head. The pain from when I was bitten was really quite trivial, but my fear must have amplified it many times over. Lying there on the ground, I look up at the ceiling. My head hurts. The world becomes a patchwork, and here and there I can see the black points of death. My body is freezing, but my mind is burning feverishly. Right beside me lay the corpses of the two black dogs. One of my arms is covered in blood. The other clutches a red knife. Also, there are quite uncountable number of dead bodies downstairs. All I can do is laugh, because this isn't real. There's no way this can be real. At what point did I, with my eyes wide open, start seeing a nightmare? Ding dong. Eh? A terribly out-of-place, cheerful sound rings out. Dang it, what's with this headache? I stand up, enduring the razor-like pain in my head. Elevator? It seems the sound is the other elevator coming up. The door opens. Inside stands a man wearing a black coat. And there he is, the villain. Seems a bit early. The headache worsens. Yes, I've seen him before. I'm sure I've seen that man before. Silently, he walks towards me. You! I ready my knife as I glare at him. But he doesn't react at all as he walks towards me. It's as if he doesn't notice me at all. The distance between us shrinks. Just a little more, when there is barely 1 meter between us and the man finally seems to notice me. Those bloodshot eyes. The instant I see those eyes, which no human should possess, I lose all freedom to move my body. I thought I killed everyone, but it seems like there's still someone left. The man turns and looks at the corpses of the two black dogs. You pieces of filth. If you can't even take care of a scrap of meat, you're unworthy to be a part of my body. The man voices his displeasure as he raises his hand. His coat lifts like a mantle. Broken. With a splash, the black dog's remains liquefy and disappear into the man's coat. I can't even scream. Below the man's coat is pure darkness, without even the traces of an outline. All that exists there is a mud-like darkness. This is dangerous. This guy is just too dangerous. My instincts sound the alarm wildly in my head, but I can't even lift a finger. The man in the black coat approaches me. It's not good if I just stay here. The unstopping headache grows to an unbearable level, telling me this place is dangerous. Whatever the means, if I don't get out of here soon, I am going to lose my life. But it's too late. The man is right before me. Those eyes aren't looking at me at all. Feed. He raises one of his arms. Below it lies a chaotic darkness. From there, something huge appears. Whomp. The sound of wind. That which has appeared from below the man's coat is a crocodile's mouth, easily large enough to swallow a man whole. I'm going to die. Right here, in an instant, crunched up like a ball of paper. Just as I was convinced of this, someone pulls me back. Clomp. What? I can't believe it. Instead of me, the jaws of the crocodile clamp onto the stomach of Arcueid, who just pulled me out of the way. Arcueid's face contorts in agony. She draws back before she is completely devoured by the crocodile's maw. The man silently watches Arcueid. Arcueid glares back at him with a pained expression, her midsection stained in red.
I can't believe a vampire named Chaos would play such trivial games. It's like a poorly scripted nightmare. Nero. Chaos.
I feel the same way. To catch one of the surviving true ancestors, I never dreamed I would be part of such foolish festival. This is a nightmare for me too. The man called Nero quietly lowers his arm. The coat returns to its former position, and the crocodile's mouth disappears underneath. The man looks only at Arcueid. It's as if he's not concerned at all about me, standing behind her with my knife raised. But what is going on? I have heard that the previous executor could not even scratch you. What kind of a mistake is this? Right now your presence is exceedingly weak. Even weaker than a mere member of the dead. Were you attacked by the church before I arrived? Arcueid Brunstad. Arcueid says nothing. The man fixes his emotionless stare on her. I don't understand. There are only a limited number of conceptual weapons capable of harming you. The only people in possession of those are the church's assassins, and I don't think the burial agency would dispatch anyone this far east. The man narrows his eyes slightly as he turns around. Either way, this is most fortunate for me. I shall not ask why you have been weakened. All I am going to do is claim your head while I have a chance of winning. I hold up my knife, preparing for his attack, but, having openly stated he was going to take her head, the man now disappears towards the elevator. It seems, despite this claim, the man in the black coat is now leaving the hallway for the elevator. Huh? Now I've got absolutely no idea what's going on. About that man, the two dogs who attacked me, the nightmare-like reality of the attack on this hotel, none of it.
Shiki.
Arcueid leans on me. It's a terrible wound. Though her stomach stopped bleeding, her face is scrunched up in pain. It happened mere seconds ago. The wound she got from protecting me from that man. Why did you...
Yes, I underestimated him slightly. I thought I could help you and then dodge him, but you did really well, Shiki. I guess the wound I got from you wasn't so trifling after all.
Arcueid's face, twisted in pain, turns into a small, joking smile. You id... I can't watch her any longer. The wound she got was from protecting me, and the reason she got it was because of me too. There is no place for that stupid smile of hers. Arcueid leads on to me and lightly closes her eyes. Hold on, don't close your eyes, you idiot. Get a hold of yourself. You're a vampire who can't die at night, right?
Well, that's true. But it seems like I'm at my limit.
What?
Sorry. But could you take me back to my room?
Arcueid's weight falls on me. Oh, hold on, that's... If she dies, I'll... Hey! I call out to Arcueid, who has quietly closed her eyes, and then... I can hear her happily breathing in her sleep. I shouldn't have bothered worrying. Arcueid is only sleeping. Telling me to take her back to her room like that. How selfish of her. It really was selfish of her. But there's no helping it in this situation. Besides, if we stay here in this hotel any longer, I have the feeling we'll be in a lot of trouble. The headache won't stop. I guess I have to rest too, or I'll faint. Arcueid's room? Oh, that place. I've only been there once, but I definitely remember it. In that case, there's no point staying here any longer. Carrying Arcueid, I decide to quickly leave the hotel. The city is slightly lit up. Fortunately, it's too early in the morning for anyone to be awake, so I get to Arcueid's room without being seen. I see, that's how it is. Then I finally realize why that man left. The streets are beginning to become covered with a faint orange light. I guess dawn is breaking already. Arcueid's room isn't what you would expect for a vampire. Back then I was only worried about Arcueid, so I didn't really notice it, but looking at it now, her room is completely ordinary. She even has a newspaper subscription. What's that all about? I grumble as I put the sleeping Arcueid on her bed. What? I take a deep breath as I sit on the floor. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. The sky outside the window is brightening, but heavily laden with clouds. Right. I should close the curtains. I spur my tired body to stand up. I close the curtains and sit back down again. Thud. As I lower myself, the strength drains from my knees and I collapse on the floor. Man, it seems like I'm exhausted too. You did stay up all night. It's pitiful, but I can't even stand. Come to think of it, I spent all last night talking with Arcueid and didn't eat for more than a day. In addition, even though I put my glasses on, I still have a headache. My brain is ringing with this headache. Arcueid, I wonder if her wound is alright. Her bleeding has stopped, and she is someone who regenerates after being sliced apart, so maybe I don't have to worry. I wonder why. Right now I'm so exhausted I could collapse, yet I'm more worried about Arcueid than myself. 'Cause you nice. Sort of. In a way, deep down, beneath all the murdery tendencies. Investigators believe the cause of Takara Yoichi's motorcycle accident was a malfunction in the brake pedal, which occurred while he was descending a steep hill. Fortunately, no one was killed in the accident. I wake up to a man's generic, uninflected voice. Did I fall asleep? When I come to, I find myself lying on the floor under a sheet. It's about past noon. Arcueid is no longer on the bed, and uninteresting news fills the room from the television. Where did Arcueid go? And I sent someone in the kitchen. That idiot, moving around with such a wound. I get out from under the sheet and stand up. I have to go to the kitchen and check up on her wound. Next on the news. A massive number of people went missing in the early morning hours at a hotel in southern Minami Yashirogi City. Huh? I stop dead in my tracks. My eyes become glued to the newscaster on the television set. 103 people staying in the hotel are still unaccounted for. Furthermore, bloodstains can be seen within the hotel, and the police are beginning to suspect that they were involved in some kind of crime. What are you saying? Bloodstains? It wasn't something that small and cute. He thinks bloodstains are small and cute. The newscaster reads off the script with a disinterested tone. The screen switches to the scene of the hotel I stayed at earlier, and then lists the name of the 103 missing people. Of course, neither mine nor Arcueid's name are on the list. Furthermore, a large amount of wild animal hair was found within the hotel. It is presumed that the hair is connected with the suspect in some way. Some of the confirmed hair samples appear to be from a large breed of dog, wolves, and there was also evidence of a bear. There were numerous different hair samples found on the scene. Ridiculously, what appear to be shark bites were also reported from the scene. Click. I switch off the television set. 100 people. About 100 people back then. In just half an hour, they were all brutally killed. Bloodstains? Unaccounted for? How can you say that when you have that much information? I understand completely. Everyone staying in the hotel was killed by those incomprehensible beasts and devoured without a trace. Ugh. I resist the urge to throw up. I can't allow myself to vomit when I recall each and every event that occurred last night. Such a petty sympathy would set me lower than a filthy pig. For me, the only one who escaped death in that hotel, I won't allow anything else other than hatred for the one behind it all. 100 people. 100 people killed, without even leaving their bodies behind, only blood. The face of the man in the black coat surfaces in my memory. I don't know who he is, but it is no mistake to think he's behind everything that happened. Is my heart still numb? Right now, hatred wins out over fear and disgust. Or maybe, even the feelings whirling inside my chest are just another kind of fear. That's just ridiculous. I grit my teeth. I don't know if it's regret or fear, or maybe an unpleasant revulsion, but just recalling the face of the man in the black coat makes me want to break something. It irritates me.
You're awake, Shiki?
Arcueid pokes her head out of the kitchen. Oh.
What is it? Making such a scary face? Did something happen?
Arcueid speaks lightly as if nothing happened at all. The feelings which were welling forth inside me until just now disappear. Arcueid, is your wound okay?
Yes, for now.
She laughs confidently. She seems exactly like before, probably better than I am. Oh, then that's good. At least the person near me is safe. Hey, wait a minute. Arcueid isn't human. Forgetting such an important thing, I'm really spaced out. Anyway, I'm happy your wound wasn't serious.
Oh? What's wrong, Shiki? And just a little earlier you were calling me a monster.
Idiot. I still think you are, but that's something else. I just wanted to thank you for helping me.
I helped you, Shiki?
Arcueid's eyes widen in surprise. It seems she wasn't even aware of it. Yeah, you helped me. So it's a little late, but thanks for protecting me. If you hadn't pulled me out of the way, I would have joined that list of 103 names.
Thanks. It wasn't really anything. I'm the reason you met Nero, so you don't have to feel like you owe me.
Maybe, but the truth is that you saved me. Since you did, I want to thank you.
But if I didn't make you watch over me, you never would have been involved in all that. I'm the one messing up your everyday life. So wouldn't it be more appropriate for you to hate me rather than be indebted to me?
Well, certainly I do think you're a big bother. But you know, in the end, I think I have to take responsibility for my actions. A long, long time ago, someone taught me this. She said whatever happens around me, I have to stick with things I started to the very end. While it seems quite natural, I am a supporter of that idea. Which is why I don't hate Arcueid. I just feel like I'm involved in something pretty bothersome.
Oh, now that you mention it, I did say I needed a shield because you killed me. So I guess I don't have to apologize for involving you in such things.
Right. The situation I'm in is my own fault.
Your fault, huh? I think you have bad luck, Shiki. If only you killed some other girl than me, things never would have ended up like this.
Hey, in the first place, you can't just assume I would kill someone other than you, Arcueid. I've only felt like that, stalked and killed only once. Only Arcueid. Or I want to think she would be the only one. Ah.
Did you remember something you forgot?
No, that's not it. I never really thought about it before, but I just wondered why I wanted to kill you. Arcueid frowns as she looks at me. Well, it's a natural reaction. I, the one who killed Arcueid, is saying that he doesn't know why he killed her.
There's no reason at all, right? Because you're just a born killer, Shiki.
Eh? Hold on. What did this woman just say about me?
You seemed really used to it when you attacked me. You rang the doorbell, put your hand through the door as it opened, and entered. While I was still off guard with surprise, you killed me with your first strike, and just finished off by slicing me into pieces. Yeah, your surprise attack was perfect. How perfect was it? A painting of you from that time would have been an unparalleled masterpiece. That's how perfect it was. But no matter how superb a killer, no matter how excellent your technique, the victim this time was a poor choice. I don't know how many people you killed until now, but I think it was time for you to be caught when you chose me as your prey. What's with that scary face all of a sudden? If you want to say something, it's better just to say it. We've never held anything back between us, right?
That may be true. I nod and motion her to come near me with my hand.
A secret?
Arcueid approaches excitedly. I bring my mouth close to her ear and clearly state what I want to say. You know, Arcueid.
Yeah, what?
Okay, ready. That's not it at all, you idiot! Idiot, yet. My shout echoes through the room. Very anime. I strike her eardrums with full power, not holding back one bit.
Ow, owie!
Arcueid exaggeratedly covers her ears.
I'm ticked off now. What are you doing all of a sudden, Shiki?
I'm the one who should be angry. I was wondering why you were asking me all these impossible things, but now I understand.
Eh? Understand what?
About you asking me to be a shield against a monster and watching over you because you think I'm some crazed killer. Jeez, you're unbelievably mistaken. You thought so highly of me because of that? Look, I'll tell you right now, I'm not a killer or a homicidal maniac. You were the first person I killed. Arcueid's mouth hangs open. Dang it, she really does seem totally surprised.
No way. It was your first time, yet you were that skilled?
Yeah. Certainly I do have the strange eyes, but I still lived an honest life. I never even thought of once using these lines to kill people.
But then why did you kill me? You never even saw me before.
I don't know why either. I just became so fixated when I saw you on the street. When I came to, I had already sliced you into pieces. In this room, without reason, without purpose.
I see.
Yeah, I see. I don't have any right to be angry at Arcueid. Even if she's alive right now and isn't human. The truth is, I killed her with my own hands.
Why are you all quiet again? What do you mean, Shiki?
I'm sorry. I have to apologize. Why did I conveniently forget such an important thing? Sorry. I'm sorry, Arcueid. I, Tono Shiki, killed you. More than anything else, I should have apologized for that from the very beginning. There really is something wrong with me. It's only natural she mistook me for a killer. because I don't even understand that impulse myself. So maybe Tono Shiki might be a real killer. The reality is I killed you, so I have to accept my sin and punishment. A killer like me can't mix in with the rest of society. Not realizing such an important thing until now is just too cowardly. No matter what Arcueid is, I am someone who kills for no reason.
I see. Then you really don't understand why yourself, Shiki.
I nod silently.
Then you didn't feel any enjoyment either? Yes, certainly there are those killers for whom killing is like breathing, but you are really normal, Shiki.
That's right. At least I try to be.
No, you are incredibly normal. Then I was the only one you wanted to kill?
Yeah. Other than you, I never felt like that before.
I see. Then there's no problem. You're not a killer, Shiki.
She says this lightly, almost dismissively.
I don't think you have to receive any punishment. By chance, I was the one you wanted to kill, and worse. You were equipped with this unparalleled killing technique. But luckily I'm a vampire, so no one died, right? So you don't need to be troubled so much. I don't think you have to worry about those morals of human society.
I know. But still, I killed someone. A dangerous person like me can't be allowed loose.
That doesn't matter. Right now, the only ones who can condemn you are me, the victim, and you yourself.
That may be so, but it doesn't change the fact I killed you. Right. Even if there's no punishment, the sin will never disappear.
Of course. Even now I still resent it, so it would be troubling if you just forgot. But you know, Shiki, if you feel that way and will always regret it, then I don't think there will be a problem.
But that's just sugarcoating it.
Shiki, there really are people who will not sell their souls to the devil, even if they hated the world. Like someone so honest they could apologize to a vampire. So I think it's alright. No matter what people say, and no matter how much you say you're not, you can still stay in the world you want to live in.
What? I'm speechless. How can you smile and say that to the person who killed you? Arcueid.
Come on, we have a much more troublesome problem to worry about. Now that you're up, Shiki, I want to talk about from now on.
As she speaks, Arcueid collapses on the floor. Arcueid! I rush over to her. Sweat glistens on her forehead and she is breathing painfully.
Aw, man. It seems I still can't do much.
I look down. Her white top is soaked red near her stomach. That wound.
Ah, this? The effects of your attack are still lingering, and I can't even heal my wounds. I closed off the wound at least, but it seems it didn't work too well.
Her tone is very cheerful, but I notice it has a hint of pain. Close off the wound? With what? Arcueid?
That.
Arcueid points to something on the floor. It's brown. At first glance, it looks like a donut or a Baumkuchen.
Baumkuchen.
But it turns out to be a roll of packing tape. Oh, that's not a good way to seal the... I mean, it'll work in a pinch. Oh my gosh, that is not good, though. But it turns out to be a roll of packing tape. You idiot! Who the heck uses packing tape to close off a wound?
Hey, you shouldn't call people idiots all the time. I really might start thinking I am one after a while.
Shut up and let me see your wound. I reach out for her clothes, but she runs away by rolling across the floor. Don't be ridiculous. What are you going to do if it opens up again?
It's fine. Just leave it alone. You should stop acting stupid, too. Trying to rip off a girl's clothes like this. You're worse than Nero.
Look, I don't see you as a human, so guy or girl, it doesn't matter. Calm down, okay? If you die from an injury you got protecting me, I'll be feeling guilty about it forever. Arcueid looks at me in displeasure and this time rolls towards me. Arcueid closes her mouth tightly. It seems she's a bit sulky, but I guess it's okay to look at the wound. I lift up her shirt and expose her stomach. Packing tape is wrapped all around her. It really is badly done, and taking a good look, I can see blood seeping through. I'm disgusted. More than that, I'm ticked off. I lower her shirt back and pick Arcueid up.
Hey, what are you doing, Shiki?
I'm putting you to bed. I take you to the hospital, but it's not like I can do that. As carefully as possible, I place her on the bed. Look, until I come back, don't move around. If you walk around like before, I'll just forget all about you, so be prepared for the consequences. I look around the room. As I thought, there's nothing like a first aid kit around at all. Arcueid, you said you were rich.
Eh? Yeah, money's not a concern for me, but what about it?
Hand it over. I'm gonna buy some things I'll need to treat you. I don't know if it will work on you, but I have to treat you the same way I would treat an injured person.
Fine, but it might be useless.
Even if it's useless, I'll do it. I can't leave it alone like that.
I see. My body is made the same way as yours, so it might have some meaning.
Hurry up and give me the money. Just be quiet and stay there. Oh, but don't sleep. You can lie around, but stay up.
What? Shiki, that's a really absurd order.
It's absurd, but do it.
Gotta stay conscious. Especially if you're bleeding that bad. Come on, Arcueid.
I've heard your bodily functions weaken when you sleep. If you sleep with open wounds, your immune system will get weak and your wound will get even worse. Sleeping will only help your tiredness, not heal your wound. So for now, at least don't sleep until I get back.
Really? Okay, I'll do that, Shiki.
Arcueid smiles happily. As expected, Arcueid's thought process is completely a mystery. Why are you smiling?
Because you're reliable, Shiki.
I say nothing and hold out my hand. Arcueid pulls her wallet out of her skirt and hands it to me. I'll be right back. I turn away from Arcueid and head out of the room. As I go outside, I notice something in the kitchen. Food. On the table is something less than a meal and more like food. Something less like food and more like ingredients? You might say it's something which appears edible. I guess this is why she was in the kitchen.
Aw, they trying to take care of each other, and they're so awkward about it. That's kind of cute.
Idiot. Arcueid says she doesn't eat regular food, so I don't even have to think who this food was for. Dang it, what's with her? I'm getting very irritated. I'm getting so irritated I decide to hurry up and get something to treat her as fast as possible.
You're so awkward with caring about people, Shiki. Not cool. But I guess you'll get there. It's less that you're irritated and more that you don't know how to deal with the emotion. Stop being so emotionally constipated, all of you.
Although I say first aid, the only things which come to mind are things like restraining bandages or painkillers. But it's still better than nothing. Even if it's a small thing. If it's something, then it's not zero. Believing that, I buy whatever I can think of.
Hey, that tickles.
I ignore Arcueid's voice and fasten the gauze as carefully as I can. The wound in her stomach wasn't really large. Arcueid said herself most of it's healed on the outside, but there's still 4 golf ball-sized black holes from the fangs of the crocodile. It might actually be bad for a wound this big, but considering the possible infection, I apply some disinfectant. I put gauze over the wound after that and carefully wrap it around in bandages.
Quit it. You're too good.
Arcueid is laughing cheerfully. I ignore her and pin off her bandages. In order to stop the blood flow, I press a little to tighten the bandages around the wound.
Ow. Sheesh. I'm taking points off for that one, Shiki.
Phew. For now, I've done all I can. Well then. I at least made it look good, but how is it? Can you move all right, Arcueid?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it will get in the way. My insides are still pretty messed up, so I can't move fully anyway.
I see. Well, the rest is up to you. My specialty is slicing apart, not healing. I step away from Arcueid and sit against the wall. You can sleep now. Sleep will bring your strength back and you'll heal soon, right? I'll keep watch, so just relax and sleep.
No, sleeping won't really help me regain my strength. You said yourself sleeping only gets rid of tiredness. For me, regaining strength is only a matter of time. By tomorrow, I'm sure I'll be able to move normally.
Just go to sleep already. You look like you're having trouble even talking.
Yes, but since you're up, Shiki, it seems like a waste if I sleep now.
Arcueid sits up in bed and talks cheerfully. Jeez. Oh well. There are some things I want to ask as well, so I guess it's alright to keep Arcueid company. Arcueid, can I ask about the hotel from yesterday?
That's right. I guess that's going to be our topic, considering us.
Yeah. I just have one question. The guy last night, the one you called Nero, just what the heck is he? I'm being serious here, so please don't say something like, he's a magician who can make crocodiles appear from his body.
I won't say that. I think you know this already, but he's also a vampire. We call him Nero, and he's quite an exception. To tell the truth, he isn't someone you could talk to so casually like this.
So he was a vampire after all. But for some reason, like Arcueid sitting in front of me, he doesn't match my image of a vampire either. So this Nero, what kind of guy is he? You seem to know him or something.
Of course not. I don't have any vampire acquaintances. Knowing them means I'm going to kill them the next instant. This is the first time I've ever met a vampire without killing it.
But you guys were talking about a lot of things.
It would be hasty to call him an acquaintance because of that. Nero is a famous vampire, so no introductions were necessary when we met, that's all. Isn't it natural to know the name of vampires with unusual power and a long history? Among those, Nero stands out even more. Despite being one of the oldest vampires, he has neither a castle nor territory, and is an eccentric wanderer. The church has given him a second name, Chaos.
Chaos? What's that?
Literally, squirming, squelching, chaos. Like a primordial earth where no one knows what will fly out after the mixing of various things. A meaning I'm guessing from last night.
Not knowing what will fly out.
Jeez. You saw his body too, Shiki. We spoke of it earlier, but aged vampires cannot easily regenerate damage to their bodies. To restore the body after centuries of existence, the weak life of a human isn't enough. So using the simply more superior life forms, wild animals and magic beasts, as raw material, they compose their bodies. As one of the oldest vampires, Nero probably is in a league of his own regarding the sheer amount of beasts he has caught and used for his body.
A league of his own. Things like those black dogs are a part of his body, then.
Exactly. But there's a limit to a human's capacity. Probably only about 30 beasts can be controlled at once. Having more than one illusionary beast, such as a magical or phantom beast, would overload one's capacity. Putting that into consideration, all of Nero's familiars are probably real animals. Yeah, that may be fortunate.
I don't quite get the last part, but that means there's 30 of those black dogs. No, that can't be right. Black dogs weren't the only things rampaging in the hotel. I think there were things like lions and leopards, too.
Right. To be able to bring together 30 animals of the same type is one thing, but for Nero to have different beasts in his body truly places the strength of his willpower apart from others. Well, it does seem odd that if he has that sort of power, he would only use wild animals. I would have thought he would employ more magical beasts with his sort of willpower.
Arcueid descends deep into thought.
Whatever. Anyway, we at least know his weapons are 20 or 30 familiars. So now we can understand why he's called Chaos.
Eh? His name really isn't Chaos?
Yeah, most long-lived dead apostles don't use their names from their human lives. But they don't make up a new name themselves. The church assigns them one. They add on names as they find new, special characteristics of the vampire, so some of them have names as long as spells. And I guess the church must really have hated him to name him Chaos. It would have been enough for one lion to hunt the entire hotel, right? But he let loose all of his beasts to feed, meaning he seems to enjoy such excesses.
30 beasts inside the vampire Nero. Just with that, he killed and ate without a trace 100 people at the hotel in 30 minutes. I can't believe it. He's a complete monster.
Yes. He really is the worst opponent I could have at the moment. He's one of those you never want to meet. But what's worse is that such a guy knows where we are. Even now, I'm sure his familiars are watching us.
What?
Isn't it obvious? We were saved earlier because the sun rose, but we can't count on that tonight. He knows of this place, so he will certainly come to kill us at the height of his power at midnight.
Come to kill us tonight?
Yes, he said so himself.
What is this? That man in the black coat is coming tonight. I don't know what I should say. I should escape. I know that's the wisest decision. But Arcueid is in this condition. Even if she ran away, I don't think she could escape from that monster. No, less about her and more about me. If I stay here, if I stay involved with Arcueid, there's no mistaking the fact I'll face him. He is dangerous. Clearly put, he isn't sane. More than his body which houses those animals, his eyes are like a machine's, devoid of even a single emotion. The true eyes of a killer which does whatever it is assigned to do. As one who has experienced his attack, I am sure that without a doubt he is to be avoided. But does that mean I should just leave Arcueid here and run away? No matter who she is, she can't move because she protected me. And I can tell her good luck and go home? Arcueid,
But it's alright. Even Nero isn't a problem for you. No matter who it is, you can kill anyone with a single blow.
Huh? Arcueid says something outrageous, as if it was completely ordinary. Hey, what in the world are you saying?
What am I saying? You're going to fight with me, right?
Arcueid looks directly at me. Her eyes place all trust in me. But this isn't a joke.
Alright, we want to stick with Arcueid? So, there's no way I could take on a monster like that. You protest way too much, Shiki. And also, we learned from last time, we need to face danger head on. Sure, things may seem like they're going sideways, but the only way through is to face as much danger as possible, and that's how you actually survive in Nasuverse, because otherwise, doing the sensible thing, like running away when you see a horrible monster, yeah, that's the surefire way to get killed. Actually, what you need to do is face it head on, and that's the only way you're actually going to survive. So, I'd like to refuse, but obviously we're fighting together. Let's do it, Arcueid! You and me together forever! What? Wait, did I click the wrong option?
I refuse. I know I have to refuse. No matter how much I think about it, I can't do anything. Arcueid. Sorry, but Am I going to abandon her? It's my fault. Because of Shiki, she can't move as she needs to. Am I running away? From that monster who mercilessly, cruelly, one-sidedly slaughtered all those people. Run away and pretend like I never saw it? After being the only one to survive, am I just gonna run away without any pangs of guilt? The lines of death only I can see. Didn't that important person once tell me that I have this power because there'd be a time when I would need it?
Shiki?
Yeah, I know. I can't run away by myself. I look up at the ceiling and take a deep breath. Fortunately, that prepares me just a bit for what is to come. Alright, I'll help you, Arcueid. I think it's my duty to do so, as the only one who survived in that hotel.
Then it's decided. It's alright, Shiki. With your skills, you'll have no problem killing him.
Arcueid states this outrageous thing with a straight face.
Because who else can take out a villain like that except an anime protagonist? Come on, Shiki, get with the program! Also, the Eyes of Death, I mean, come on, you've got the most OP power in this whatever. Come on.
Well, I'm not as optimistic as she is, but I've got no choice. The question is how I'll act to do that. I froze as soon as I looked into his eyes at the hotel, so I think all I can do is to approach him from behind so he won't notice me and then get him somehow.
Oh, that. That was just because your will is weak, Shiki. Nero's mystic eyes are nothing special, so if you just discard your doubts, you should be able to deflect his gaze, even if you look right into his eyes.
Arcueid casually mentions it, but I'm still nervous. No, I'd better not plan on doing something I've never done. I'm going to approach him from behind and cut the lines on his limbs. That ought to take away his freedom of movement, and...
If you do that, Shiki, you will die. I told you, Nasuverse, you can't do the sensible thing. You have to charge in, headstrong, do the killing blow in one hit. Don't bother with guerrilla tactics. Do the most anime thing you can think of. Rushing headfirst into danger. It is the only way to survive in the anime-verse. Nasuverse. You say the question is how you'll act. That's not right. The real question is how you'll kill.
That's true, but...
Shiki, you are about to fight a monster called a vampire. So throw away your human morals, even if it's just for tonight. They'll only weigh you down in the crucial moments.
I understand that much. He's a monster, so that's why I wanted to help you stop him.
No, you don't understand. Cut off his limbs? Don't do something so suicidal. If you've got time to cut off his limbs, first cut off his life. Nobody else can but you. Listen to me, and don't give Nero the chance to retaliate. The difference in your offensive abilities is just too great. If you miss your first strike, you've got no chance of winning whatsoever.
Arcueid's eyes are unforgiving of any denial. It's true. It's exactly as she says. If I take my time cutting his limbs off first, I might find my head being eaten by the mouth of a crocodile as I do so.
Shiki, Nero will come at midnight tonight. That's when when you and I will kill him, until he can be killed no further. Not how to act, but how to kill. Think only about that.
Arcueid's savage eyes are staring straight at me. She is really angry. Angry that I still hold such naive notions. I understand. I won't hesitate. I'll take out his point of death in a single strike. That's what I should do, right, Arcueid? Arcueid doesn't answer. I suppose her silence indicates agreement. But where should we wait? Bystanders are going to get killed like back at the hotel if we wait here in these apartments. Shouldn't we change our location?
Yes. I think the park will be suitable. No one's there late at night, and if anything happens to pass by, it's their own bad luck.
Saying that, Arcueid turns her back to me. What's wrong? If you've got something to say, then say it. I've decided to help you, so I'm willing to take risks.
It's useless. You haven't used the word kill even once. At this rate, you'll just hesitate at the last moment and be killed.
That's not true. He's a monster who's eaten over 100 people. There's no way I'd hesitate to kill him. Arcueid gives a small sigh.
If I controlled you, I could make sure you killed Nero. I felt that I wanted to do so for the first time, but I also felt that I didn't want to for the first time. It's kind of like a big contradiction.
Arcueid turns to face me, mumbling something I didn't really understand.
So she can potentially control him. Is this gonna start to feel a little bit like Gleipnir or something? I trust you, Shiki. Let's get Nero together.
A smile comes over Arcueid's face, but her smile looks really uneasy. The plan itself is unbelievably simple. Just a little before midnight, Arcueid leaves the room and heads towards the park first. Nero's familiar, that blue crow, according to Arcueid, should follow her, so I leave the room and go to the park just a bit after she does. Then I'll hide in a bush where I can see Arcueid and wait for Nero to arrive. While Arcueid keeps his attention, I approach him from behind and cut his line of death. Arcueid stands absent-mindedly in the middle of the park. I hide in a bush about 20 meters away.
And who knows if this plan will go to plan, or if terrible things will ensue. We will find out next time. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope this was as enjoyable for you. I'm looking forward to seeing how their plan potentially goes sideways, because there is no way that the visual novel is going to get rid of a villain that they've built up this much so quickly. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, so hopefully this was as entertaining for you as it was for me, and thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for watching. Bye!